Alright, sorry about that. For some reason, my phone decided to cut out on me. Alright, so here we go. So you're putting the paint in the middle, okay, and I'm using the iridescent, violet, green, blue. Alright, this is going to be a piece for my aunt who has Down syndrome. Alright, so this is good, so that's why I'm doing a piece like this. So it's going to be for her room. And that's why I'm doing kind of a simplified piece. I usually always keep a paper towel underneath, so that's why I got something to, just to wipe the tool on when I'm done. But then I just push the paint where I want it to go. It just makes it a little bit easier, because then you just push the paint from the center out. So rather than going from the edges in, which is, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera there. So then you push the paint from the center out. Alright, center out. If you need more paint, just add more, which I'm probably going to need to do. Oh, got a bubble. And you can either use a pin or something to pop the bubble, or sometimes if you just keep working through the bubbles, they will sometimes just kind of dissipate on their own. So just push the paint out, and then you just push it towards the edge. Don't worry about if you get a little bit on the vinyl, because it is going to dry pretty clear. Alright, but if you do get it on the edge and you don't want it there, then what you could do is just dry off the tool and then just take it and wipe it off here. Just kind of wipe it and it'll come off. I mean, you can even use a paper towel and stuff, but sometimes using a paper towel is a bit of a pain, because then the paper towel will get it all, it'll wind up, chances are you'll smear it. But you can use a Q-tip, anything small that's not going to catch your paint and wind up smearing everything all over the place. But if you do completely screw up and you need to, you can just wipe it completely away, clean it up, and you decide, hey, I don't want to use this color here, I want to use something else. Just wipe it off and start over, and it'll clean off the vinyl, it'll clean off your surface. Now with the plexiglass, like what I'm using here, because I'm using it, like I said, for my aunt's room who has Down syndrome, I'm not going to use real glass. It does become permanent on plexiglass. If I was using this on regular glass, then you can actually take it off and then reapply it somewhere else. So if you want to make a seasonal piece, you can, which is pretty cool. But there are plenty of videos from the people at Gallery Glass on how to take pieces off and put new pieces on. Let's see, take another color here. Oh, I forgot to open this one up, so just do that real quick while I do this. It's kind of like a kid at Christmas when I get new colors. I'm like, ooh. For this one I'm using all shimmer colors, because again, with her with Downs, kind of want to just have all kind of shimmery colors. So I think I'm going to make all these inner ones like a shimmer green. I'll do that side first and then I'll move over. And again, start from the inside, and corners like this, just push towards the corner. Helps if your tool is very clean, and you can even use a toothpick. You don't have to use this specific tool that you can get from Gallery Glass. I mean, this is technically, I think, like one of those tools that you get, like with a nutcracker, or I think they call it a nut picker, so you can clean out like walnuts and chestnuts and all that. But you can, anything that will spread the paint around. I've even used regular paint brushes with this, but this actually is easier and faster and easier to clean up. Alright, and simple method. Now, if for some reason you find you don't go, here's a few bubbles, and sometimes too, I'll just push the bubbles towards the edge. And if you find, like, say here, you got a little bit more paint here, you can even pick it up a little bit, because you don't want those bubbles, because those bubbles will show up in your work. So let me pause this while oh, actually I have a pin. I will sometimes use an old sewing needle to get those. Of course it's not working now, because right now, don't know why. Oh, there we go. Because believe it or not, for some reason it will show up. I'm not saying glass is perfect, and occasionally you will have bubbles even in glass, depending on the quality of the glass. So, but the bigger bubbles I try to get out. But if not, I will at least try and get them to go to the side. There we go. But you want to try not to put paint in too many spots at once, because if it starts drying, forget it. You're not going to be able to get it to move. It'll start to thicken up pretty quickly. So only spread it onto a couple areas at once. And then, then you can work on your next section. So, I'm sure I'm going to put that iridescent in just a few more spots. So I'm going to keep working on this, and then I'm going to come back and show you the finished product later after it is dry, hopefully, because I actually have to give this to her tonight. Alright, or at least a good picture of it, and show you how it came out.